what a beautiful morning. It's Friday morning, and that means it's time for the first federal program on WROI Giant FM and streaming live on the First Federal Facebook page.
Yes, indeed, it is a Friday morning. We'll call it beautiful. Tanner will not call it beautiful, though.
I will not. What is this white stuff out there? All on the ground and on the cars.
I blame you.
Well, why am I getting blamed?
Because we didn't have this problem when you were gone.
Fair.
It came to deliver it to you. You weren't here, so it said, fine, we got to come back.
I tried to bring some more temperatures back with me.
Yeah,
I failed, didn't I? Good morning, Paul. Good to be back. Good to be back.
You're a little darker than when you left.
I'm a little tanner than most, huh?
Yeah.
I have to throw that dad joke out there.
Yeah.
That's followed me around my whole life, so I know a few people will get a kick out of that. That's fun.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if that was you or somebody else who said that Wednesday.
That was me. So, but yeah, a little winter weather this morning. Looks like it might stay throughout the day. Might be a little more precipitation. Here and there? Maybe.
We'll see.
Yeah. Well, as long as it's not too much. We'll take it. 'Cause it could be a lot worse. It's March 10th already, which is hard to believe.
Could be a lot worse. It could be nothing. But, we made it through sectional basketball without a blizzard, so that's a good thing.
It's true. We did have a few games delayed last week in the sectional play. So, which we'll get into that here in a bit. But you need to remember this weekend to spring your clocks forward.
Yeah.
Turn an hour up.
I lose an hour of sleep.
Yeah, we all do. But you get an hour daylight. Look at it both ways.
I lose an hour of sleep.
Fair enough, but that takes place Sunday morning, 2 a.m. We'll go into effect. So.
All right.
So you're not a fan of it. I don't know too many people. I know my father loves it. Because that means an extra hour daylight means golf season's coming up. He can golf later.
I just remember growing up as a kid, 2 times a year you had to remember when your shows changed. That was it. The show was on at 6 normally. It came on at 7. And then in the spring it would come back on at 6. So that's all you had to remember.
So, well, my trivia question this morning is daylight saving time related. So Hawaii is one of 2 states that does not observe daylight saving time.
Of course, it's Hawaii.
What is the other state? I'll give you 4 choices. California, Arizona, Nevada, or Utah. And I'll let you think about that.
All right, I wasn't expecting any of those.
What were you expecting?
Like Alaska.
And they observe it.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know.
48 of the 52.
Alaska's got 24 hours of daylight half the year, so.
Good point. Good point. So, we got a fun program stored this morning. We got Ann King, the director of the RSVP of Fulton County, will be joining us later on. Excited to talk to her, see what's going on with the program. Got some sports to go over this morning.
Yes.
Fortunately, all the local teams are boys basketball are out. Sectional play. Rochester season came to an end at the hands of Lewis Cass last week, but still a good season for them to win 1 sectional game, and it's exciting for them to host sectionals for the first time in I don't know how many years. It's been a while.
And they got the bye for the first time in at least 20 years.
Right.
So that's great.
Right. So winter sports for everybody around the area has come to a close, but spring break's coming up. Spring sports will be here. So hopefully that means
warmer weather.
Hopefully this white stuff on the ground is done after today. But I don't have my. I better cross my fingers, I guess.
Yeah.
Indiana weather, we've seen it pop up March, April.
Yeah.
So
never say never.
College basketball season, we're getting into the fun part of the season, or nerve-wracking part, depending on who you ask and who you might be a fan of. But conference tournament week has been going on last week with the smaller conferences, and this week with the bigger conferences. And then next week, come Sunday night, we'll know the full field of 68 for the brackets. So everybody will be filling out their brackets next week, and state tournament will be started by this time next week. So, looking at the major Indiana college teams, 2 of their seasons are already over. Notre Dame and Butler's seasons both ended this week.
Yep.
But with Notre Dame's season over, that means Mike Bray's tenure as Notre Dame's head coach is over.
Yes.
He's been the head coach for 23, 24 years. It's been a long time. He's done a really good job, but I think he's ready to move on. I know Notre Dame's ready to move on. So now the question, who takes over, is the question. And seen a lot of names thrown out there, but we'll find out probably the next few weeks.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
And Butler's season came to a close earlier this week. Thad Matta's return to college basketball did not go as well as I hoped down there at Butler, but I mean, he's in for the long haul, or at least for the next 3 or 4 years during his contract. So we'll see if he can turn around next year with the world of NIL, name, image, and likeness, the transfer portal. You can have a whole new team in a year. So we'll see if Butler can get it going again next year. And I know the previous coach, Lavelle Jordan, didn't leave him a lot of talent, but I still think Butler fans hope this season would have been a little better than it turned out to be. But Indiana and Purdue are both in action today in the Big Ten tournaments. Purdue's the 1 seed, Indiana is the 3 seed. Purdue will be hosting 9 seed Rutgers today at noon on the Big Ten Network. Rutgers defeated Michigan yesterday, kind of surprising. Maybe not so much that Rutgers beat Michigan, but by the deficit they did. So Michigan is not going to make the NCAA tournament. Rutgers is probably in. A win today would definitely solidify their status. And they played Purdue once this year. It was at Purdue, and they beat Purdue. So Purdue's looking for some revenge in that game. And then Indiana will be playing Maryland tonight at 9 o'clock on the Big Ten Network. Those two teams, I think, met once. And it was at Maryland, and Maryland ended up Todd's helping me over here. Remind me what happened in that game. Maryland ended up getting the win.
He supported his team today.
He did. I
did not.
Got blue on. So I did not. At least I didn't wear red because red is also Rutgers colors. So,
yeah.
I didn't even think about that this morning. Now I'm ashamed of myself. So,
Slacker.
But Big Ten tournament's always fun. This Big Ten tournament's played in the United Center in Chicago. Until last night's game where Maryland defeated Minnesota, the previous games had all been upsets. The higher seed had beat the lower seed, which was unheard of in the Big Ten tournament. I think it was the first four games that happened. That never happened. So still got some Ohio State's 13 seed. They'll be playing Michigan State today. So,
what's your comfort level for the game at noon?
I'm feeling pretty good, which means that's probably not a good thing. I think Purdue's 5.5-point favorites. I saw the line, so I think
always trust those.
I think it's a little different Rutgers team than they saw in January, but.
They have a big injury now, too.
Yeah.
Maryland has a big injury, too.
Yeah, Rutgers about a month ago lost one of their starters for the season. They haven't been the same team since. But they're physical. They're very good at defense. So it'll be a physical game. And if Purdue can get past them, they'll play the winner of Michigan State, Ohio State. And if Indiana gets past Maryland, they'll play the winner of Penn State, Northwestern. Penn State beat Illinois in front of a pro-Illinois crowd last night.
I like Indiana's draw. It's March, so I'm always confident.
Sure.
I wouldn't be confident about Sunday if they get that far.
Well, now, as crazy as the Big Ten tournament's been and the Big Ten season's been this year, I predict that one of the 4 teams, Purdue, Northwestern, Indiana, or Michigan State, one of the 4 teams that got the double bye, I think will end up winning the tournament. But I've been wrong many times before, so.
It's really hard to beat a team 3 times.
It is.
That's why.
Penn State just did that to Illinois last night, which was pretty surprising. But.
That means the sports and news director for Giant FM is not happy.
Not happy. Illinois fan?
Yeah.
Well, Illinois will be in the NCAA tournament. They might not have great momentum going in, but they are in. And the Big Ten should still get 8 or 9 teams in, I would think. I think Michigan and Wisconsin are probably on the outside looking in now. I think Penn State's solidly in after last night. So, still other things going on in sports. NFL free agency will start this next week. That's always a fun time for NFL fans. A lot of money, a lot of lengthy contracts get thrown out. Franchise tags were applied to people this week, so it's been an interesting week. Still waiting for a lot of quarterback dominoes to fall. What's Aaron Rodgers going to do? Is he going to come back and play? If he does, will that be in Green Bay? Would it possibly be in New York for the Jets? We'll have to see. So a lot of teams waiting to see what these quarterbacks are going to do.
Maybe he announces he retires and then 6 months later says, "Never mind, I'm back."
He could pull a Tom Brady. That wasn't even 6 months though. So, which he's still retired as of now. So there was a rumor that came out that he was thinking about already unretiring. He said that was false.
We'll see. It's still early.
And baseball season's right around the corner. Spring training is going hot and heavy. I was at the Phoenix airport last weekend and saw a lot of different baseball jerseys of people going out there for spring training.
Yeah.
Saw some Cubs, some Giants, some Rangers jerseys. So that was pretty cool. Got some tidbits for you this morning, Paul. We'll see if you know any of these.
Probably not.
On this day in 1862, the U.S. issued the first paper money in the form of $5, $10, $20, $50, $100. We're used to those, but also $500 and $1,000 notes.
I did know those existed.
Yeah, collectibles. Now,
Yeah, I would love
big
to
time
get my hands on one of those.
On this day in 1876, the first telephone call was made.
Oh.
Alexander Graham Bell's. This is what he stated in the phone call. Mr. Watson, come here, I want to see you. That was to his assistant, Thomas Watson.
Okay.
So I never knew what was said on the first telephone call. I knew Alexander Graham Bell was the person to make that call, but I didn't know what it said.
Yeah.
And on this day in 1971, the U.S. Senate approved the amendment lowering the voting age to 18.
Oh. Okay.
Like we know it is today. So
Yeah.
I don't know what it was before that. I guess in 21.
Probably 21.
22. Well, we got some national days, like we always do today.
All right.
Today's National Ranch Day, as in the ranch dipping,
Okay.
the dressing, I guess I should say. It's not a ranch. You a fan of ranch?
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it with spicy foods. Like with buffalo flavors.
I do
But
spicy foods.
you don't do spicy foods?
No.
I probably shouldn't, but just give me a Tums for the acid reflux. So
Yeah, I have acid reflux if I drink or if I eat too much spaghetti, so I avoid spice.
It's also National Pack Your Lunch Day.
I did not do that.
I did not do that either, so I didn't follow the day today. National Middle Name Pride Day.
Oh, okay.
What's your middle name, Paul?
Dennis.
Dennis. Mine's Jacob. So
Oh, wow.
there we go. National Mario Day. It's pretty popular on the
Yeah.
animation world, video game world.
Yeah.
You know, I ran into somebody not too long ago that didn't know Mario was a plumber. Mario
Well, if you never saw the original cartoons or TV series,
Yeah.
you probably
Yeah.
don't realize that.
because you just think he's a guy in overalls with
Yeah.
red and blue on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
used to be red and
when
white.
if you play the game, they go down pipes and
Well,
things.
but it doesn't necessarily.
Also throw
mean
Yoshi in
plumber.
there. That's kind of confusing, but
Yes.
we'll say that for another day. We can talk about Mario.
That's a whole show.
Yeah. It's National Skirt Day.
Okay.
It's International Day of Awareness. International Day of Awesomeness, about self-awareness.
Oh, okay.
National Blueberry Popover Day.
All
It's
right.
kind of like a muffin type
Oh,
dessert.
okay. Okay.
That's kind of what it looks like. International Wig Day. And International Bagpipe Day. You
Ah.
play the bagpipes, Paul?
I do not, but I don't mind listening to them.
Yeah. As long as they're good, right? 'Cause
Yes.
If they're bad, they're not very
I
fun
want
to
somebody
listen
who's
to.
been doing it for 5, 10 years.
But good bagpipers are fun to listen to. I
Yes,
remember
they are.
at Purdue my freshman year, I took I think it was a music appreciation class or something, and one of the students came in and he played bagpipes, and he came in and demonstrated, and he was really good, and that was cool to hear about the process of how he learned to play, how you play. It's a lot more complicated than you think.
Oh yeah, but I do not have the hand-eye coordination or the skill for that.
But it's definitely a great sound when played correctly.
Yes.
We've got some upcoming local events going on. Times Theater tomorrow, putting on some more movies as they have the last few weekends.
Yeah.
Seems like those are going really good, really well. Tomorrow's lineup's going to be fun, especially for anybody who likes aviation, who likes airplanes. Starting with the movie Planes tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And you got Top Gun, the original, 5:30, followed by Top Gun Maverick, which just came out last year at 7:30.
Yeah. So good day.
So good day, and if you're a big Tom Cruise fan, come on up to Main Street, and he's good in these movies, Paul. Come on.
In Top Gun.
So bring the family up, be a fun day. Go to
Yeah.
all three.
Yeah.
Got some money news this morning.
Okay.
The Dow went down yesterday.
Yes.
Down 543.54 points for a total of 32,254.86. So it went down a little bit. We've seen worse days though, but we've seen better. We'll see what it does today. As Mr. Dick Belcher always said, it's going to go up or it's going to go down. It's one thing he used to say on this program all the time. It's just always stuck with me. So
Yeah.
I just kept it going there. I read where February is expected to be a strong month for hiring and wage growth once the numbers come out.
All right.
And speaking of numbers, unemployment numbers are going to be coming out today.
Okay.
So keep a lookout for those.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's in the positive.
We hope.
Sign of news. So other than that, I don't have any new money news or tech news this week or anything to
That's
share.
okay.
So we'll keep it short this week. But I got some new First Federal news.
All right.
First Federal section, but this isn't new news, this part, but we are open today and tomorrow. Today from 8:30 to 5 and tomorrow from 8:30 to noon. Our
Okay.
normal hours. You can always bank with us online with our mobile app, which is free to download. We have a First Federal Savings Bank look for the white star with the green background. Quick download, you'll be good to go. And our ATM is open 24/7 as well if you need some cash. And if you're traveling this weekend, we are part of the MoneyPass network. So if you find yourself in some need of some cash and don't know what ATM to go to not get charged a surcharge fee, go to moneypass.com. We'll let you know the other ATMs that are on the MoneyPass network around your location. Go there. No fees your way.
Sure, you used that while you were in Hawaii.
I did not.
Oh.
I could have though.
I tried to, get him to talk up the product.
I use my debit card a lot.
All right.
First Federal debit
All
card.
right.
So, which we offer contactless debit cards now.
Yes.
So a lot of places don't anymore. That's the way they want you to use. They want you to tap or insert
Yeah.
the chip. Not
Yeah.
too many places have to swipe.
No
anymore.
swipes
So
anymore.
fast, efficient, safe, reliable. It's the way
Yes.
to go. And the cards are great looking too. So come on in and open up a Simply Free checking account with us if you haven't already, or Simply Free business checking account. Be happy to give you one of those cards. And when you open up a new checking account right now, you get a free Dolly Parton pizza pan.
All right.
Yeah. Cook a lot of frozen pizzas, Paul?
Not as much as I used to.
I can say the same, I guess, but I still have. I'd say
Yeah.
one a month, maybe two.
Oh
sometimes.
yeah. Sometimes you just want pizza, but
Yeah.
you don't want
What's your
chain.
What's
pizza.
your favorite kind of pizza? Topping.
Topping wise, ham, mushroom, onion.
Ham, mushroom, onion.
It's a
Okay.
very interesting combination, but it works very well together.
I'm a pepperoni or pepperoni sausage or a meats person.
Yeah.
Here's a weird one for you. She won't care that I'm throwing this out there, but my fiance likes pineapple and green olive.
Interesting.
And I always laugh at the waiter or waitress's face when she orders that, because they're always like, "That's different."
Yeah.
But hey, she likes it, so it's all that
Does she
matters.
stick with the normal pizza sauce, or does she get the barbecue?
No, she gets the normal sauce.
All right.
So yeah,
Okay.
and she will even put green olives on the frozen pizza. I've seen that too.
Hmm.
That's each their own. So, but do you have a favorite frozen pizza brand?
Man, that is rough.
There's a lot of good ones out there. So.
There are. Honestly, the Great Value brand's
Great
great.
Value, yep.
The self-rising, fantastic.
That's a good brand. I like Freshetta. I like
Yeah.
DiGiorno, Jack's.
Yeah.
There's not too many I don't like, I should say. So
Yeah, my all-time favorites, those little 3-minute microwavable box ones. You
Remember
can
those?
get it like Kroger.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
that was late night snacking when I was a bachelor.
But what I'm getting to this is if you eat a lot of frozen pizza, big pizza fan, come on in, open up a checking account and get a pizza pan. We can
Yes.
always use more than one pizza pan.
Oh, absolutely.
If you already have a checking account with us, but you want that gift, you can refer a friend.
Yep.
So when you come in to open up, or when your friend comes in to open up an account, they'll get a pizza pan, and so will you for referring them. And you can do that online too.
Awesome.
We got a 9-month CD special going on right now.
Ah.
Yeah, we wrote that on social media this week, which I'll get into social media bit in a little bit, but 9-month CD comes with a 4.32 APY,
Okay.
4.32% APY, I should say, annual percentage yield. So it's a really good CD. So if you're looking for a place to store your cash, consider coming in, talking with one of our tellers, and opening one of those up.
Yeah.
And we also have another special going on, a closed-end second mortgage special. This
Oh.
special will be going on through the end of May, so May 31st. With doing this, you will receive a reduced rate.
Okay.
Borrowers will pay low closing costs. This is good for consolidating debt, but you must be have your first lien. You must be a first lien holder with First Federal.
Okay.
There's a lot of first in there. So look on social media today for
All right.
more information on that. Which you can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at FF Banking. Subscribe to LinkedIn and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Starting to get more subscribers on our YouTube
Yeah.
channel. We have an archive of First Federal radio shows from the past 4 years, I want to say. So
Yes.
You can go back and see different guests we've had on, see the transformation of the studio that we're in right here.
Yeah.
So, and we also offer commercial lending for businesses. Contact Lending Breeden for more information. 574-223-1716. This is direct line. And if you're thinking about retiring or want to plan for your retirement, want to get a 401k going, an IRA, things of that nature, contact Mark Bluebell or Brian Bell of our Financial Service Department for more information. They'll help you out.
Okay.
We're the only locally owned bank in Fulton County. We won't only be the biggest bank, just the best. Bars must be underwriting guidelines. We're FDIC insured and an equal housing lender. And our NMLS number is 399927.
And that makes us legal.
Makes us legal and ready to move on to our guest this morning, which is Ann King, Director of RSVP of Fulton County. Good morning, Ann.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining me this morning.
Sure,
Appreciate it.
sure.
So, I'm sure you get this question a lot,
Okay.
but what exactly does RSVP of Fulton County do? What do they provide?
Okay. Well, I've been the director for about 10 years
Okay.
now. RSVP is Retired and Senior Volunteer Program. We've been in Fulton County for many years, and there are similar organizations all over the United States. What we do is we provide volunteers to organizations that are looking for volunteers. Right now, I've got over 200 volunteers.
Wow.
A nice pool of people to choose from for all kinds of activities in the county. We try to match up what the volunteer is looking to do with an organization that is looking for that type of work. We've got all kinds of places in the county where people volunteer. We've got people at our food pantry and our United Ministries. Those are two organizations that will assist those in the county who are in need of food, in need of help with rent, utilities, medicine costs. We also have volunteers out at Woodlawn Hospital. They had shut down their volunteer program there for a while because of COVID. They weren't letting anybody in, I don't think. But they've opened back up now, and that we have volunteers again out at the gift shop and the information desk. So that's starting to pick back up and gain some traction there. We also have volunteers out at Compassionate Health Center, which is a wonderful organization that helps those who have no health insurance be able to get some medical care there at the Compassionate Health Center. We use them for Habitat for Humanity, and they are building homes for folks that are also putting hours in towards their own home.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been a wonderful thing to see in the county. I've been to visit several of the families that have moved into their home after it's done, and they're just so appreciative of the volunteers and the work that they put in to be able to provide a home for this family where they feel a lot safer and secure than maybe where they used to live. So, and we also use volunteers at the community center, which is where my office is, over here at 625 Pontiac. At the community center, we use volunteers for all kinds of activities there at the community center. So it's a wonderful organization to be a part of. You can try some new things and meet some new friends and have a lot of fun.
And when we're talking about partnering with these organizations, is it more of a case of the organizations are reaching out to you saying we need volunteers, or if you have a lot of volunteers and you haven't heard from a lot of organizations, do you reach out to them to see if they need volunteers?
It can go both ways.
Okay.
I know when the pandemic hit and the vaccines were being created, the health department reached out to the community center and then to me specifically because they wanted to see if volunteers would be able to help with the vaccine clinic that they had. And so they worked, the health department worked with our executive director to be able to use our facility for the clinic. And then I was able to get, I think I had about 15 volunteers that stepped up, which was wonderful. And they were able to help do the intake of people as they came in. There were days where they helped, 200 and 300 people through the clinic, and it was really wonderful to see the volunteers step up and help in that way. So it was a good experience.
What's the process look like if somebody wants to volunteer? If somebody comes to you, and I want to volunteer, but I'm not sure what I want to volunteer with.
Okay, well, usually I get people who will say, I just retired and I've been relaxing for a couple months, but I really need to do something.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest story I hear. To be a formal volunteer with the program, you need to be at least age 55.
Okay.
And you can come in and fill out a registration form. I have those in my office over here at the community center. And I do need to verify your birthday. So bring some photo ID with you and verify your age. And you fill out the form. It's free. There's no cost. And then I usually try to do a little bit of an interview with you to see what you would like to do or things maybe that you would like to try. Maybe if you were a former teacher, you could maybe do some tutoring if you want to do that. Or maybe you want to try something totally different and step out of your comfort zone a little bit. So I can kind of help you figure out, where the best fit is for you, and you can try some things. And people can volunteer as little or as much as they want to. We have people that volunteer every week. I have some volunteers that do something once a month. So it can vary based on how much time you can give, because people also have lives and
Sure.
families and grandchildren, and so
Sure.
we try to make it work for them. Yeah.
Sure. Speaking with Ann Keene this morning, Director of RSVP of Fulton County. Can you speak about your membership a little bit?
The majority of our membership, again, are retired men and women. We've got ones that have been born and raised here in Fulton County, lived here their whole lives. We have others that have maybe moved here from the Chicago area or South Bend, and they've come into town and they want to get involved and meet new people and be a part of the community and help others. They can see that there's a need in the community and they want to do what they can. So it's a really wonderful thing to be able to talk to them and see that desire to help, that they want to help. And then we know that, we have a lot of people coming in that are in need of help. So we match them, kind of like eHarmony, but for volunteers. So
I like that.
Right.
I like that. And I know RSVP also every year has a good amount of fundraisers that you guys do.
We do. My program is federally funded by a federal grant, but we are required to raise a certain dollar amount to match a part of our grant. So that's where the fundraising comes in. Our fundraiser that we have once a year around this time is green carnation sales for St. Patrick's Day. My volunteers have been making the calls for those sales the past couple of weeks, and next week I'll go pick up the flowers and then we'll deliver them on Friday, March 17th.
That's a week from today.
St. Patrick's Day,
Yeah.
right? So if if anybody out there would like some flowers and would like to order some and you haven't ordered any yet, feel free to give us a call. The flowers are $1.50 each, and it's kind of a nice little way to welcome spring in. And in the past, it's been nice to see the businesses in town have them in their vases in the windows, or they're giving them out to employees or customers. So that's a really nice thing, and we appreciate the support from the community. So.
And what's the phone number they can reach out to for that?
It would be 574-223-3716.
3716. And I know you guys do some bus trips for every year.
We do. That's another fundraiser for us. We try to plan a couple of bus trips every year. This year we're going to Charleston, South Carolina in late April, early May. That's a 6-day trip. And there are seats available. That one started to fill up though. So if that's something that you would like to try, you do not have to be a senior to travel with us. You do not have to be from Fulton County to travel with us.
Okay.
So and it's not just for volunteers. It's for anybody that would like to go. And that one's again late April, early May. And the other bus trip we have is in October to upstate New York. It's called the Castles of New York. This one involves visiting 2 or 3 castles in that area of the country, and we have wine tasting and visiting a vineyard, and we have a boat cruise as well on, I believe it's the St. Lawrence River. So that one sounds really fun too. We have a lot of fun on our trips.
Very cool. And I've been to Charleston, South Carolina, and this flyer also says Savannah, Georgia. I've been there too, so I suggest anybody interested in going to those places to do that because they're beautiful places with a lot to do.
They are. I've been to Savannah, and it's lovely. There's a lot to see, and it's just really pretty. And that time of year should be good too.
Yep. Weather should be good too.
Yes.
So how do you go about picking the locations of your trips?
We do try to get some feedback from
Okay.
our travelers, and we'll ask, where would you like to go? And sometimes it's a place that maybe we've been, but it's been a few years,
Mhm.
so we can revisit a place, and because we might catch people that really enjoyed the last trip, and also people that missed the last trip, and maybe they were still working and now they're retired and able to go. But we also look for things that are new. We've been using a couple of different trip companies that organize these trips. And so we try to consult what they offer and get the word out to people and say, does this sound interesting? Where would you like to go? We did just go in December. We went down to Nashville, Tennessee.
That's fun.
Which I've been there many times myself, but I was surprised at the number of people who said, I've driven through there, but I've never been there.
stopped,
They were
yeah.
probably going to Florida or something. And so we had 2 buses actually
Wow.
that went to Nashville. We did them in 2 separate weeks. One bus one week, and then the next week we took the other bus. And it was wonderful. We stayed at the Opryland Hotel.
Oh, that's great.
At Christmas time, it was decorated, and they had music was at every turn, and the food was wonderful. And we got to go to the Grand Ole Opry and see a taping of that. And it was just really a fun trip, and everybody I think enjoyed the trip, and we got really good feedback. So that was just another, plus for us to help spread the word about these trips, and we could have fun and raise a little bit of money at the same time.
And usually, about how many people attend these bus trips?
Well, we usually try to take between 46 and 50 people.
Okay.
Is our kind of our sweet spot that we
Okay.
try to hit for, and then we can save a few seats for. We take some things on the bus. We take some coolers and snacks, and we take movies and trivia games and things to kind of keep people occupied.
Sure.
Although if you want to take a nap, you can do that too. Because when you're on a bus, you don't have to worry about
Right.
parking and gas and
Right.
tolls and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You can just relax and
Yeah.
enjoy.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm guessing pricing on these vary usually.
They do. Our Charleston trip is $9.90, and that's based on 2 in a room, double occupancy. So you want to try and find a roommate to go with you. Our Castles of New York trip is $9.25, and so again that's based on double occupancy. And the money that you pay and the value that you get are really good, I think, because if you try to put this trip together yourself, you would probably spend a lot more.
Oh yeah. I'm just
And
looking at the
so-
itinerary right here.
Yeah, it includes all your lodging and your transportation. Several of the meals are included, and then tickets to any shows or museums or things that we do are included as well. You usually have bring a little extra money for some of the lunches. There might be a dinner that might not be included, and a lot of times you're on your own for lunch because you're kind of put in a spot where there's shopping and sightseeing and places to eat, and then souvenirs if you want to buy any souvenirs.
Absolutely. That's
So-
always a must.
Yes.
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 Anything else you'd like to talk about or plug this morning? RSVP.
I think that I just want people to know that we are there in the community center, and if you've been looking to give back to your community and have that desire to help, and anybody can volunteer at any age. It's a wonderful thing. But if you are 55 or older and you need some help finding that spot that is a good fit for you, we can help you out.
And this might be a silly question, but is there a reason that's age number 55? Or?
I don't know. I
Okay.
suppose that was picked by somebody somewhere.
Okay. I was just curious. I was just curious.
That's probably kind of maybe a early retirement
That's
age
kind of what
at
I was
this
thinking.
point.
Maybe
yeah.
that's kind of okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us this morning, Ann. Really appreciate it. And thank you for everything you do for the community, for the volunteers, and all the businesses looking for volunteers.
Well, you're welcome. It's my pleasure to help out.
And you can try to answer this trivia question along with Paul if you'd like.
Uh-oh.
I gave him all show to think about it, so let's see how he does. Hawaii is one of the 2 states that does not observe daylight saving time. What is the other state? Is it California, Arizona, Nevada, or Utah?
And I'll let you go first.
I think I know this. I think it's Arizona.
I'm gonna agree with her.
Smart man, Arizona's correct. So it was smart to let her go first. I
She
should
would
have
have
made
agreed
her
with
go
anything I
first.
said.
I know. I
right?
should have made her
No.
go
I
first.
was thinking Arizona anyway. They just seem like the rebel state.
Yeah, it's. I was doing some research and I couldn't really find the reason why they don't observe it, but
They just want to be rebels.
they just decide not to. So yeah. So all the other 48 states do.
Yeah.
Let's close with some words of wisdom this morning from Pearl Bailey, an American actress. No one can figure out your worth but you.
Those are good words of wisdom. Thank you guys very much, and we'll see you again next week.
Thanks, Paul. We'll be here.
Thank
All
you.
right.